Hey there, it is Kat, and today we're going to be talking about descent and equalization. Now I have a question for you guys. If you have ever been on an airplane, have you ever felt that popping noise in your ears or a little bit of crackling? If the answer is yes, then you guys have practiced equalizing your ears. Now, we're going to talk about equalizing first before we talk about that descent. Now, the easiest and most common way to equalize your ears is by gently pushing on your nose and blowing out gently. And then you're gonna feel a little bit of a little crackle in your ears. So I want you guys to try that now with me. We should feel and hear something in our ears. That is us equalizing that pressure. Now, as we descend, we're gonna get more and more pressure on us and on our airways. So we need to make sure that we're equalizing early and often. I try to equalize as I'm descending about every foot, just as often as I can, really. You want to equalize your ears before you feel any sort of pressure or any sort of pain. If you feel any sort of pressure, then you've gone too far and you have to ascend back up a bit. Now, the best rule of thumb when dealing with ears is that if you feel any pain, don't continue, don't go any further, ascend until you can relieve that pressure from your ears. Okay, now that we've talked about equalizing, we're gonna talk about descending. So we've already done our pre-dive safety check with our buddy. We are ready to descend. We give him that hand signal and we got our regulator in our mouth. Then we're going to descend. We can use any of our releases. I like to use that black button when I descend. Make sure that it's nice and high above my head so that all of that air is going to be going to the highest point on my body and I can release all of that air out of that BCD. And then we're going to release that air and slowly start making our way down to the bottom. Now, if we see that we are descending a little bit too fast, we can add a little bit of air back into our BCD. Make sure that we're descending nice and slow at a rate that we can still equalize our ears. Now, if I'm descending out in the ocean and there's a beautiful coral reef in front of us or below us, I like to make sure that I get neutrally buoyant before I land on that coral reef because I don't want to be damaging any of that marine life. So when we're starting to get close to the bottom, that's when I add air to my BCD so that I can get neutrally buoyant. And that is a nice skill to practice in the pool, to get neutrally buoyant before you even touch the bottom, to make sure that we're not harming any marine life that's down there. Now, a good rule of thumb that I like to practice as well is if I do need to touch the bottom, if I'm a little bit out of control and I just need a little bit of a push, I'm gonna do a 2-finger touch. So I'm just gonna use 2 fingers to push off the bottom. That way I have the least amount of contact. I'm not gonna be stepping with my fins on anything like that. All right, so we just reviewed equalizing our ears to do it early and often before we feel any discomfort. And if we feel any discomfort, we're gonna ascend and keep trying again. And for descending, once we done our safety check, we signaled to our buddy, we're gonna descend and get neutrally buoyant just before we touch the bottom. All right, have fun practicing those skills, and I'll see you guys in the next video.